You ever seen a CNN host lose it after getting absolutely destroyed live on air? That's exactly what happened when Navarro tried to lecture a black conservative on race and got hit with, "I'm black, you're not." And trust me, you're going to want to see how she reacts next. It's the meltdown CNN tried to bury.
We do not have unlimited resources.
I think a lot of Americans
to take care of other people.
There's a hell of a lot of
Hold on,
people
guys.
other than the black
Anna.
people who were brought here as slaves who came to this country illegally.
They're
From a
not
lot
the
of
same as
different-
black people who were brought here against our
That's
will.
exactly what I
They
just said.
decided
I
to
said
walk
there is
their
a
butts
lot of
across the
people
border. There's
other
a big
than the
difference.
black
There is
people.
a big
That's
difference.
exactly what
There's
I
a
just
big
said.
difference.
That's
Shermichael,
exactly what I just said,
Shermichael,
Shermichael.
and
You can
Anna.
act indignant. That's
Okay.
exactly what
It's
I
not
just
about
said.
acting
I-
indignant.
Yes, it is.
let me
You
just
heard me say
Shermichael.
that other than the black
Anna
people
and
who
Shermichael,
came as
please.
slaves, there are a lot of people from
Shermichael, I think
many
you
countries
actually
that came
misheard
here
what
illegally.
I think you misheard what she said.
No, he purposely misheard it.
She said.
I purposely
Yes, you
misheard.
did.
So now you're in my
Shermichael,
brain?
listen to me for
Is
just a second.
Is that where we're going?
You think
Shermichael,
I would
listen to me
say
for a
I who have
second.
advocated
Anna,
for black
please
people
stop.
my entire life would
Anna,
say something like that?
Anna,
Give me a
Because
damn
you've
break.
advocated for black
Anna,
people,
please
great.
stop.
Congratulations. Last time I checked, I'm black, you're not.
CNN is a mess. Looks like the liberal mouthpiece is following the Democratic Party as it circles the drain. Things got so bad on Abby Phillips that she had to cut to commercial as Republican strategist Shermichael Singleton and The View host, or The View co-host Anna Navarro, couldn't contain their on-air fight over illegal immigration. At one point, Singleton had to actually say, "I'm black, you're not." And yes, we got the video for you guys in just a little bit. I'm going to share it with you so you can actually see for yourselves. And if you guys appreciate the daily news updates, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Now, guys, we also have got new body cam shots of the moment Kilmar Abrego Garcia, the accused MS-13 gangbanger, booted from the U.S. and into El Salvador's hellhole mega prison, was suspected of human trafficking during a 2022 traffic stop in Tennessee. Now, one trooper can be heard saying that the 29-year-old Salvadorian was hauling these people for money. And if you wanted more proof, they actually uncovered court papers as far back as 2018 accusing Kilmar Abrego Garcia of being a gang member. Abrego Garcia's wife's ex made the claim when he filed documents seeking an emergency court hearing on the custody of the couple's 2 children. He said she is dating a gang member. Now, Democrats, they're staking their careers and their reputations trying to defend this man. And hey guys, I keep getting messages from you guys, comments saying, "Hey Ron, I keep missing your videos. I keep missing the breaking news. Can you please make sure I get notified?" So I've taken care of you guys. All you got to do is hit the link in the description down below this video or in the pinned comment and join the breaking news newsletter. That's it. Totally free. I mean, seriously, what do these people even stand for? Because they seem to be picking all of the wrong fights. CNN senior political commentator Scott Jennings, he had to confront former Fox News host Gretchen Carlson in a debate over Doge and whether it is delivering for the American people. He said she looked enraged at one point. Borders are Tom Homan started talking some sense into Democrats and pointing out that MS-13 gang members are actually harming immigrant communities that they claim to want to protect. But still, these people, they just don't know when to quit. Colorado Democrats are even pushing a sweeping bill that Republican lawmakers warn will block ICE cooperation, cost consumers or cost taxpayers millions, and force federal authorities to respond. And if you thought that was wild, just wait a second, because I'm about to show you the one moment during this immigration fight on CNN that producers tried to bury. And we got the receipts, guys. So here, watch as a CNN segment with Abby Phillips breaks into chaos as Republican strategist Shermichael Singleton and The View co-host Anna Navarro fight it out live. Watch.
Come into our country illegally whenever the heck you want, because we can't do it to any other country on the face of this
Asylum
earth.
is a legal right.
If you come in
And
illegally,
revoke due
you have to
processing.
leave.
You can't
Americans are
revoke due
tired of that. We
processing.
do not have unlimited
You
resources.
know who was here
We have to
illegally
care
with a
for our own people
deportation order?
first.
Marco Rubio's grandfather.
All right, let's.
We're not talking about
let's.
Marco Rubio.
Oh, now
Anna.
we're not? Now that's
No,
not relevant?
it's not
No,
relevant.
I'm talking
It's not
about
relevant
Marco
to this
Rubio because Marco
conversation at
Rubio
all.
used to be an advocate for TPS for Venezuelans, and Marco Rubio used
Well,
to
I'm
be
not Marco
an
Rubio,
advocate
and
for
let me
Nicaraguans
tell you
and
my
Cubans.
beliefs.
No,
If
I know
you
you're
come into
not.
this country illegally, you are going home. Simple as that. We do not have unlimited resources.
I think
in
a
this
lot of
country
Americans
to take care of other
There's
people.
a hell of
We
a
have
lot
our
of
own
people, other than the
first,
black
Anna.
people who were brought here as slaves who came to this country illegally.
They
From
are
a
not
lot
the
of
same as
different-
black people who were brought here against
That's
our will.
exactly what I
They
just said.
decided
I
to
said
walk
there is
their
a
butts
lot of
across the
people
border. There's
other
a big
than the
difference.
black
There is
people.
a big
That's
difference.
exactly what
There's
I
a
just
big
said.
difference.
That's
Shermichael,
exactly what I just said,
Shermichael
Shermichael.
and
Look and act indignant. That's
Okay.
exactly what
It's
I
not
just
about
said.
acting
I-
indignant.
Yes, it is.
Let me
You just heard me say
Shermichael,
that other than the black
Anna
people
and
who came
Shermichael,
as
please.
slaves,
High
there
ground
are
here.
a lot of people from
Shermichael, I think
many
you
countries
actually
that came
misheard
here
what
illegally.
I think you misheard what she said.
No, he purposely misheard it.
She said.
I purposely
Yes, he
misheard.
did.
So now you're in my brain.
Shermichael, listen to me for
Is
just a
that,
second.
is that where we're going?
You think
Shermichael,
I would
listen to me
say
for a
I will
second.
have advocated
Anna,
for black
please
people
stop.
my entire life and
Anna,
say something like that?
Anna,
Give me a
Because
damn
you've
break.
advocated for black
Anna,
people,
please
great.
stop.
Congratulations. Last time I checked, I'm black. You're not.
Okay, Shermichael.
That's right. I'm Latino, and my people are being racially
It is-
profiled.
it is-
and
And do I have to
unfairly
remind you the history of my people?
Sure,
Do
but
you
I
want
have
to
to
go
read-
there?
no, I
Do you
don't.
really
Okay,
want to go
we're
there?
gonna
and
go
never
to break.
hide
know the
ground?
history.
Raul,
You're
we're going to go to
you know
break.
why?
Raul
Because
Reyes,
kidding
thank you
me?
very much for
Because
joining us.
people have
Everybody
discriminated
else,
my
hang
own people
tight.
as well.
was not
We'll be right back.
race when I was studying history.
Now, seriously, guys, anybody else tired of Abby Phillips? If you are, just let me know down below. I want to hear from you guys. Shermichael is absolutely right. He and Scott are constantly interrupted by Abby so they can maintain their talking points. She only cuts off conservatives over and over again. I mean, just think about it. The fact that Democrats are still bending over backwards to try and defend illegal immigrants, even the ones connected to violent gangs like MS-13, it's ridiculous enough. But then you got Anna Navarro somehow finding a way to make the entire CNN debate even more ridiculous by dragging it into a racial shouting match. Navarro claimed Secretary of State Marco Rubio's grandfather was in the United States illegally and under a deportation order, as if that somehow justified today's border chaos. Now, when Republican strategist Shermichael Singleton pushed back with actual policy logic, saying, look, if you come to this country illegally, you're going home. Simple as that. Navarro took it to an entirely irrelevant and offensive place, claiming she had advocated for black people and then acting shocked when Singleton fired back, saying, last time I checked, I'm black. You're not. So the fact that The View co-host thought lecturing a black conservative on race was her best argument says everything about the left that they are right now. They're out of ideas. They're just too lazy to think of news. And they're basically completely out of touch. Am I right, guys? And their face for this whole illegal immigration fight, Abrego Garcia, seriously, can they find a better candidate? For one, there's mountains of evidence connecting this guy to the infamous gang MS-13. And two, you got El Salvador actually rejecting President Trump's request to return the illegal immigrant. Here, check this out.
Breaking news. CNN learning that El Salvador has rejected the Trump administration's request to return Kilmar Abrego Garcia. That is the man who was mistakenly deported to a notorious mega prison over a month ago from Maryland to El Salvador. One U.S. official telling CNN that El Salvador's president, Nayib Bukele, has made it clear that he will not release Abrego Garcia. But, of course, the reality of it is that he's there because Trump sent him there because he asked Bukele to take these deportees. And Trump is now making a stunning admission. I mean, it's maybe not, maybe it shouldn't be stunning, but it is because he's actually saying it now. He is saying that he could get Abrego Garcia back if he wanted to.
Now, watch as CNN commentator Scott Jennings calmly and clearly lays out for the Democrats why it's a horrible idea for them to continue defending Kilmar Garcia. Check this out.
On the Garcia case, effectively what you all are arguing for, passionately, and what Democrats are passionately arguing for, is for the President of the United States to re-import a dangerous member of a transnational terrorist organization who has clear affiliations with a gang that commits heinous atrocities. That is not what he was elected to do. And whether you bring him back here or not, I'm just going to explain to you the politics of this through telling you what the Speaker of the House, Hakeem Jeffries, did today, which is that he told his members, please, for the love of God, stop going to El Salvador and dying on this hill. The politics of this could not be worse for the left and worse for Democrats because the president knows he was elected to protect us from MS-13, and that is what they are doing.
Now, I just got to say, Scott Jennings probably needs to see a chiropractor with how he carries CNN on his back. And honestly, it's unbelievable that these Democrats are just pouring so much energy into defending someone like Kilmar Abrego Garcia. This is not just some misunderstood immigrant. This is a guy who's surrounded by red flags and gang ties. This isn't some helpless victim of immigration policy. policy. This is somebody who has literally been caught in a 2022 traffic stop in Tennessee where a trooper suspected him of human trafficking, saying that he's getting pulled or saying that he's getting paid to haul these people across state lines. Not only were there 8 people in the freaking vehicle with no luggage on a suspicious route from Texas to Maryland, but a routine background check flagged Abrego Garcia as a suspected gang member. Like, that's got all sorts of flags waving, right? And yet he was able to drive away with nothing but a traffic citation. But it gets even worse. We now know Abrego Garcia's ties to MS-13 date way like many years back. So there are 2018 court documents where his ex-wife, or his wife's ex rather, said that she was dating a gang member, and a confidential source told police back in 2019 that Abrego Garcia was an active member of MS-13, even naming his clique, rank, and gang affiliate. So yeah, same year, he was arrested loitering with other gang-affiliated individuals and wearing clothing that police said represents that they are a member in good standing with MS-13. You can't make this up, right? But even with this overwhelming mountain of evidence, including his deportation alongside 260 other suspected gang members, Democratic lawmakers are literally flying to El Salvador begging for his release from what they're calling a hellhole mega prison and saying that his deportation is an injustice. This is what the modern Democratic Party stands for now, fighting harder for a likely MS-13 gangbanger than they do for American victims of gang violence. And trust me, guys, if you thought Singleton versus Navarro was explosive, what's about to come up next is probably going to make that look like a warm-up. So real quick, guys, if you're as fired up about this and you want unfiltered takes that the media won't touch, make sure you hit the like button for the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We got a lot more breakdowns and receipts and reality checks your way, so you're not going to want to miss any of them. So there's this one, another on-air fight on CNN with Abby Phillips again. Scott Jennings called out former Fox News host Gretchen Carlson for looking out of control, and man, did they not like that. Watch.
But he said the most interesting thing that these guys have been able to do for us is we inherited a massive backlog of things that the previous administration left us, and we were unable to really deal with it because of IT issues. And he said these guys showed up over here and they made a huge impact on our IT infrastructure, which then allowed us to clear out a backlog of outstanding issues that we were just having trouble getting to.
So wait, this is now an IT issue? No, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I mean, so
America
constituent
wanted to
service.
see actual cuts, and now we're going to say
No,
that
he just said they don't. Which is it?
No, I'm saying most Americans actually did
he
want to
said
see.
he's mad about the cuts.
Okay, well, I'm talking as Gretchen Carlson. I'm not talking as Sam.
a person who has
I'm
a
my own
different point of view.
individual.
She's
and
allowed to
most
have
Americans
that.
would agree that they want to get rid of fraud and waste.
Yes.
And now you're saying that the greatest accomplishment of
No, I'm
Doge
saying it's an
was that
accomplishment.
they've solved IT problems.
And I spoke to another cabinet secretary yesterday who said this has been a, quote, wonderful accelerant.
So what?
This continues.
Politicians
the program
say
continues.
whatever they say to be able to put on a good face.
Why are you so angry?
I'm not angry. I'm frustrated.
You look enraged.
I'm frustrated like most Americans because we want to know where the cuts are.
Gretchen, let me just hit pause here. I mean, look. People get worked up at this table,
yes.
yourself included, all the time. Let's not call people
I don't
angry
get
when
worked up
they're
all the
simply
time.
making a point.
Well, she's very upset.
Like I just have to say that because I think that
you're blaming it on IT.
Let's deal with.
I'm not blaming
let's deal
anything.
with
I'm saying it was a good byproduct
Scott
of what
and
they
Gretchen,
did.
just give me 1 second, okay? Let's deal with the issues at hand. We don't have to, say you're angry, you're, this. She's just making a point, okay?
Thank you.
Unfortunately, we do have to leave this one there. On that note,
How many dolls does your daughter have?
Excuse me?
How many dolls does
She
your daughter
has many dolls. Christmas is going to be expensive this year. Okay, programming note for you all. Aaron Burnett.
Now, seriously, they call us Nazis, white supremacists, homophobes, misogynists, and racists, but we can't even call them angry. Now, at this point, it's honestly feeling like the Democratic Party has lost the plot. They're not even debating real policy anymore. They're just lashing out left and right, acting like critics without a cause. That's why people like Scott Jennings are having to step in and talk some actual sense to these people. Meanwhile, you got Gretchen Carlson busy melting down over Doge, Scott Jennings calmly pointing out that the agency had cleared a massive backlog that was left by the Biden administration and helped fix serious IT issues that were holding everything up. But instead of acknowledging that, Carlson's over here fuming. Scott Jennings hit her with the perfect line. I mean, you look enraged. I don't understand. It's like Democrats would rather just throw these temper tantrums like 5-year-olds on the floor than admit anything is working under Trump's leadership. Hey, by the way, guys, you've got to check out the Inner Circle. This is where our true supporters get exclusive access to content that I just can't share here, completely commercial free. It's also the best way to keep this channel going strong. So if you want to be a part of something special, join us over there. Links in the description or in the pinned comment down below. And then you got Tom Homan practically begging Democrats to wake up and realize that MS-13 and Tren de Aragua they're doing some serious damage to immigrant communities. The same ones the left claims to care so much about. They are animals, Homan said. He didn't mean that lightly. Here, watch.
Between Terry Moran and President Trump. Let's listen to just a little bit of that here.
You could get him back. There's a phone on this desk.
I could.
You could pick it up, and with all the power of the presidency, you could call up the president of El Salvador and say, send him back right now.
And if he were the gentleman that you say he is, I would do that.
But the court has ordered you to facilitate that.
I'm not the one making this decision.
But the buck stops in this office.
No. I follow the law. You want me to follow the law? If I were the president that just wanted to do anything, I'd probably keep him right where he is.
So I imagine that you could quiet a lot of this criticism by facilitating his return to the United States. But at the same time, you would probably open up another big can of worms that if Democrats felt like they could pressure you into bringing him back, then they could pressure you into doing a lot of other things. And Kaylee McGee-White actually told me in a conversation we had offline that she believes that the bigger picture here for Democrats is if they could make it this difficult for you to deport somebody who's suspected to be a gang member, somebody who had orders of protection against him, then how are you ever going to deport non-criminal illegal aliens?
Look, we knew day one. I knew the day one of the inauguration that we're going to be fighting the courts, we're going to be fighting the Democrats, we'll be fighting the NGOs, the Oakland Board of Activists. We knew the fight was coming, and we're going to take that fight on. But you know one thing I know that all they don't, that all the other ones, the ones that are yelling about this, I've seen in 40 years what TDA and MS-13 are capable of. I've seen the horrific things they have done, not only to American citizens, but aliens that live here. I've seen their capability. They are animals, and I can't even compare it to animals. Animals kill to survive. MS-13 and TDA kill for pleasure. And to put fear in not only the American community, they put fear in the immigrant community. That's who they attack the most, the migrant community. So, you know what? I stand with President Trump. This man's home. He's where he should be.
And remember, guys, this is a man who's seen the torture. He's seen the murders, the fear that these gangs bring, not just to Americans, but to migrants trying to escape that very violence. But instead of dealing with that reality, what are Democrats doing? Well, they're flying to El Salvador to meet with Kilmar Abrego Garcia, a guy with years of gang affiliation, smuggling accusations, and even abuse claims. So seriously, this is the hill they want to die on. Protecting somebody who's been caught in the police's radar multiple times and already has a 2019 deportation order. This is beyond reckless, guys. It's delusional. And just when you thought the madness couldn't get any worse, wait until you hear what Colorado Democrats are up to. So they've been pushing a sweeping new bill, according to Republicans. This could block ICE from doing its job. It could cost taxpayers millions and even trigger payback from federal authorities. Now stick around, guys, because what's happening in Colorado might just be the most dangerous move yet in the left's open borders agenda. Now, despite everything from rising gang violence to out of control taxpayer costs, Democrats still seem hell-bent on fighting Trump and his anti-illegal immigration agenda at every turn. Like, how much clearer does it have to be that their fight isn't really about protecting people, it's about their politics and pathetic power plays? I mean, it says here, the bill would prohibit sheriffs from honoring ICE agents and make it harder for local law enforcement to do their jobs. As Representative Ron Weinberg put it, this bill literally puts the handcuffs on police officers who are trying to work with ICE. And yet Democrats are calling this a civil rights win. Now, what's even more insane is that they're now comparing President Trump's immigration policies to the Holocaust. Seriously? One Democrat said that at a hearing, and it's not just ridiculous, it's disgusting. Weinberg, who is Jewish and lost family in the Holocaust, called it out for what it is, a gross insult to the millions who died. And then there's Representative Carlos Barron, who came here legally from Mexico and became a U.S. citizen in 2010. Even he is saying this bill is a slap in the face to immigrants who follow the rules. He tried to offer a compromise to put some of that spending toward public education, and the Democrats Democrats, of course, shot it down. Now, seriously, this isn't about helping immigrants. It's about resisting Trump at all costs, even if it means putting communities and law enforcement and taxpayer dollars at risk. Well, guys, the great wealth transfer is in full effect. Our freedoms are being stolen, guys. Credit card companies are out to get us. And if you don't understand the game, well, you end up getting played by the game. Now, if you're anything like me, guys, you know, you were probably out of shape, maybe in debt, living paycheck to paycheck, and just feeling like the system is just completely taking advantage of you. I remember for a long time, I could rarely ever get any time to spend with my wife. And through trial and error and through a lot of pain, I figured out how to gain freedom and also lose a lot of weight and actually get in shape. And guys, I'm gonna be honest with you, that was a game changer. To no longer be living paycheck to paycheck, figuring out how to get the credit cards to pay me, the power of a strong credit score. I pay thousands of dollars less per year for the same house as my neighbor just because my credit is better than his is. And this is not to brag. I mean, but this is the truth. The banks are literally taking advantage of the poor. It's like the people who can least afford it, they're charging the poor what is like unofficially called a poor tax or a tax on the poor. I mean, I'm now at a point where, you know, like, number one, I don't pay for credit cards. In fact, credit card companies pay me to use their cards. And I figured out how to build a lifestyle that is just ultimately very, very healthy. I lost a tremendous amount of weight and I put on a lot of muscle. But when I was struggling, I wish I knew people who knew these things. So anyway, I decided to create a community of like-minded people who are also interested, just like me, in living better. So if you guys want to join my community, it's called the Liberty Pursuit Network. It is brand new. Come on over. I'd love to have you guys and join like-minded people. Be positively motivated by others who are also on the same pursuit. So I'm going to leave a link for you guys so you can join me over on the Life Pursuit Network in the description down below this video. So check it out, guys, and let's not be a victim of this great wealth transfer that is taking place right now. I mean, am I making sense here, guys? Have Democrats completely just lost touch when it comes to immigration, or is there still a chance that they'll come to their senses? Drop your thoughts in the comments down below, guys. And hey, don't forget to check out the recommended videos at the end of this one. We got some more breakdowns, debates, stories that the mainstream media just will not show you. As always, appreciate y'all hitting the like button and subscribing. We'll see you next time.